students, this lesson is first lesson for Pure Maths 1. Before we start, I would like to say something about maths. Mathematics has some topics. Not knowing them doesn't affect learning other subjects. What I mean, for example, in Pure Math 1, we are going to learn arithmetic progression and geometric progression. If you can't learn those subjects, just you can answer questions which are related to those topics. However, mathematics has some topics. Not knowing them affects learning other subject much. One of those topics is quadratics, which is our first chapters. Okay, first chapter. For this reason, what I recommend you, it is not enough to learn quadratics. You need to be good at quadratics. Have you heard about quadratics before? Could you remember just 9th grade and 10th grade IGCSE maths knowledge? When you were 9th grade, you learned how to solve quadratic equations by using factorization. When you became 10th grade, you learned how to solve quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. What we are going to hear, we need to add more information to quadratics. Why need to do this? Because we are going to use too much quadratics at the same time. Knowing how to solve quadratic equations will help us to solve more complex equations. Okay? Let's start. Before we start, could you remember what quadratic equation was? What linear equation was? I wrote here two different equations. Just try to remember which one was quadratic, which one was linear equation. At the same time, try to understand what is the differences between those two equations. Okay? Let's look at which one. Did you remember which one is quadratic, which one is linear equation? First one is linear equation, right? This one is linear equation. Second one is quadratic equation. Did you remember? I hope. Equation. Okay. Here, what is the differences between them? Okay, before we look at this, just maybe we need to add some information to define those equations mathematically. Okay? Here, A, B have to be real number. However, A can't be equal 0. Here, if you choose A, it doesn't mean, right? Okay, what's going on? Okay, here, A, B, C. Oh, let's remember. Let's clean up. Okay. C have to real number. However, again, A can't be equal 0. Here, if we choose A, what happened here? This turned into the linear equation, right? And then, what is the differences between those two equations? Did you recognize? Quadratic equation is including x squared. Linear equation including x. Okay? I hope you remembered that. To solve quadratic equations, we are going to use three different ways. One of them is factorization. We will study in this lesson. Next one, completing the square form. Third one is quadratic formula. Okay? To factorize quadratic equations, I divide them into the two different types according to coefficient of the x squared. Why I did this? Because we are going to use different approach to solve this two types. Have a look. If coefficient of the x squared is 1 like this, I call this first time. If coefficient of the x squared different from 1, I call this second time. Okay, here. First, look at the first time. Here, x squared plus bx plus c. To factorize first time, we need to satisfy two different conditions. We need to find two different numbers. Product of those two numbers has to give us C, okay? And sum of those numbers has to give us B. If we found those numbers, it is easy to factorize. How? X plus m times x plus n is 0. Okay? Here. Let's look at the sum example here. This is first time, okay? We need to find two different numbers. Product has to -6, sum has to -1. Okay, maybe every time to understand something, first we need to think, okay? Product negative, so can I say one of them positive, the other one negative? Sum negative, so bigger one has to be negative, right? Do you agree with me? Here, my board is a little sensitive. Here. What could be? What could be? -6, +1, queen product has to be 6. -3, +2, right? When I multiply, we get -6, both of them. However, this is the first condition. We need to satisfy at the same time second condition. Sum has to -1. This one satisfy, right? -3 plus 2, which is -1, which is what we need. Okay? Here, dear students, how we can factorize x -3 times x plus 2 is 0. If product of two terms is 0, there are two different options. What they are then? First one could be 0, second one could be 0. If the first one could be 0, x -0 is 0, sorry, x -3 is 0, x is 3, right? X plus 2 is 0, x is -2, okay? Here, this is 2, okay, here, look at that. -3 turns into +3. +2 turn into 2, -2. Every time whether is correct or not, maybe. Let's look at the next question. So, we found two different solutions for this equation, right? Did you understand? I will. Let's look at the next one, here. Again, product -8, sum +2. Product negative, sum positive. So, as a result, can we say bigger one is positive? I think, huh? What could be? +8, -1, +4, -2, okay? However, sum has to +2. Here, when you look at here, sum is +2, right? That one satisfies our two conditions. So, how we can factorize this? X plus 4 times x -2 is 0. First one could be 0, second one could be 0. X plus 4 is 0. X is -4, agree? Here, x -2 is 0. X is 2. Okay? Look at them. +4 turn into the -4. -2 turn into the +2. This is every time correct, dear students, when we are factorizing first time, okay? I recommend jump here. Maybe sometimes I will do this, but this lesson I'm going to write every steps here. You became 11th grade, I recommend jump, okay? So, -4 and 2 are solutions of this equation, right? Got it? Okay. Let's look at this again. Product positive, sum negative. What we can say? Both of them negative. Huh? How do you feel? I think both of them has to negative. What could be? -12, -1. Agree? Or -6, negative 2, or negative 4, negative 3. Got it? Okay. First condition, if we consider first condition, we have 3 different options. Okay? Here, however, sum has to be negative 8. So this one satisfies, right? So we are going to take this because sum is negative 8. X negative 6 times x negative 2 is 0. First one could be 0, second one could be 0. First one is 0, x here. If you move negative 6 the other side, and we need to change sign, which is 6, right? Here, x negative 2, if we move negative to the other side, again we are going to change sign of 2, which is positive 2. Okay? Here, we found 2 different solutions for this quadratic equation. Got it? Dear student, when we solve some question, after for a while, could you pause me and then try to solve question and then check your solution with my solution, okay? I recommend to do this, okay? Here, have a look. Another question, product positive, sum positive. What we can think about them? Both of them should be positive, okay? What could be, which numbers product 20? Positive 20, positive 1, okay? 10, 2, or 5, 4. We have 3 different options, okay? When I multiply them, I got 20. When I add them, I got 9. So, what I want? Third one. If I factorize this, x plus 5 times x plus 4 is 0, right? First one could be 0, second one could be 0. So, if first one could be 0, if we move 5 the other side, becomes negative, right? The x plus 4 is 0. If we move positive for the other side, x is negative. So, 2 different solutions we found for this equation. Got it? Okay. Have a look. Second type. Second type a little harder than first type. For this reason, you need to listen to me carefully, and at the same time you need to revise. Maybe you need to solve more questions for second type. Okay? Have a look. What is it? To factorize second type, we need to satisfy 3 different conditions. Okay? We need to find 2 different terms. Product of those 2 terms has to give us ax squared. I'm choosing mx and x here. We need to, this is the first condition. That one is, this is x. Okay? First condition. Second condition is, we need to find 2 different numbers. Product of those numbers have to give us c. This is the second condition. Third condition is, sum of the cross product has to give us middle term, which is bx. mpx plus nqx has to be equal vx. If this is the third condition, okay? If we satisfy the third conditions, we need to write in this form. Please be careful, dear students. Why I am saying this? Because you are doing like this generally. mx plus p times nx plus q. This is wrong one. This is your common mistake. For this reason, you need to be careful. Okay? Here, you need to write in this form. How? mx plus q times nx plus p. Okay? Be careful. This is second time. Okay. Have a look some questions. Solve by factorization. Okay? Here we need to find two different terms. Product of those two terms has to give us 2x squared. We don't have too many options. What do you think? What could be? 2x, x, right? Then first condition is done. Second one, we need to find two different numbers. Product has to be -1. What could be? -1, +1, right? Here, first one is done. Step by step, don't burden. Second one is done. Sum of the cross product has to give us middle term. I am checking. 2x times -1, -2x. X times +1, which is x. If we add -x, which is middle term. So we are doing right. However, we need to be careful. We need to write in this one. Got it? It means that 2x plus, this is x, plus 1, x -1 is 0. I have to be careful too. Okay? Here, first one is 0, second one is 0. 2x plus 1 is 0, 2x is -1. If we divide both sides by 2, x is -1/2. Got it? Here, x -1 is 0, x is 1. So, they are solutions of this equation. Got it? Alright? Okay. Let's try one more question. Here. Again, we don't have too many options here. We don't have too many options here. We need to find two different terms. Product has to give us 3x squared. What could be 3x, x, right? Here, +2, -2. Okay, I think I am doing right. Here, when I multiply, I got the 3x squared, done. When I multiply, I got the -4. Sum of the cross product has to give us middle term. 6x, -2x, -2x, by 2x times -2x. If we add them, we get 4x, which is our middle term. So, 3x -2 times x plus 2 is 0. First one could be 0. 3x -2 is 0. 3x, if we move other side, -2 becomes 2. If we divide both sides by 3, x is 2/3. Agree? Here, x plus 2 is 0. X is -2. So our solution is 2/3 or -2. Got it? Huh? I hope. It's not hard. However, it's obvious. It needs to study. Okay? Here. Okay, we need to find two different term product. What could be 3x? I think I found. Let's check what I found. 3x. What's ugly x? Let's make it better. Again. Here 2x. I think here -2. Here +1. Let's check. First one is done. I mean 3x times 2x, 6x squared. -2 times +1, -2. Sum of the cross product has to give us middle term, which is -4x plus 3x -x. It means middle term. So we are doing right. However, we need to be careful. What I mean, we need to write in this form. Got it? 3x -2 times 2x plus 1 is 0. First one could be 0, second one could be 0. 3x -2 is 0. Move negative to other side. 3x is 2. If we divide both sides by 3, here, x is 2/3. Agree? Here, 2x plus 1 is 0. Move one right hand side becomes -1. If we divide both sides by 2, x is -1/4. 2. Agree? Alright? Here. How do you feel? Getting easy? I hope. Again, another question here. 5x squared, blah blah. What could be? Did you find? I think I found. Let's check what I found. 5x, x I think here. Here positive 2, here 3. Okay, let's check. 5x squared done. 6 done. Sum of the cross product has to give us middle term. 10x, 3x, which is 13x. Got it? What we want. So, we need to be careful. What I mean, we need to write in this form. 5x plus 3 times x plus 2 is 0. And then first one could be 0, second one could be 0. 5x plus 3 is 0. Move 3 right hand side, becomes negative 3. If we divide both sides by 5, x is negative 3 over 5. Got it? Here, x plus 2 is 0. Move to right hand side, x is negative 2. So our solution is negative 3 over 5 and negative 3. Got it? I hope. I think time is on to pause me. Okay. Here. What could be? I think I found. Let's check. 2x, negative 5, negative 1. If I multiply them, I got 4x squared. If I multiply them, I got 5. Sum of the cross product. Here, negative 10x, negative 2x, which is negative 12x, are middle term, right? So we need to be careful to write in this form. How do you feel? 2x, negative 1, times 2x, negative 5, right? Negative 5 is 0. Here, first one could be 0, second one could be 0. 2x negative 1 is 0. If we move negative 1 the other side, 2x is 1. If we divide both sides by 2, x is 1 over 2. Agree? I know. 2x negative 5 is 0. This is 2. Okay? 2x is negative 5. Got it? If we divide both sides by 2, x is 5 over 2. So our solution is 1 over 2 or 5 over 2. Agree, dear students? Okay, here. Another question here. It's when we look at the first this equation, it's not look like quadratic equation, right? However, when we face a different kind of question, equation, you need to consider all operation skills, your operation skills. Here, what we can do here, we can expand brackets, right? Here, like array, here. Positive 2x, positive 4x, 8x squared, positive 2, this is positive, negative 1, negative 2x, which is 15. If I move 15 left hand side, negative 8x squared, negative 2x, negative 15, right, is 0. Here, this is x. Okay, right now it's better. Here, again, second type, right? Second type. We need to find two different terms. Product has to give us 8x squared. What could be? I think I found here, positive 5. Look at this here. First two terms, if I multiply, we get 8x squared, it's done. When I multiply, I get negative 15, done. We need to check sum of the cross product here. Negative 12x, positive, this is true, 10x. Okay, let me make it better this. Here, what was it? Negative 12x, right? Here, negative x, here, 2x. So, which is our middle term, so we are doing right. However, we need to be careful to write in this form, huh? 4x, negative 5 times, not 5, positive 5, right? 2x, negative 3 is 0. First one could be 0, second one could be 0. 4x plus 5 is 0. Move 5 right hand side, 4x, negative 5. If we divide both sides by 4, x is negative 5 over 4. Got it? Here, 2x negative 3 is 0. 2x is 3. If we divide both sides by 2, which is 3 over 2. So, this is 2. Our solution is negative 5 over 4 and 3 over 2. This is not so looks like 2. Right now, it's okay. Got it? I hope you understood. We came end of to our lesson. Okay? Dear students, it is not enough this question to learn factorization. However, we are going to use this information too much next lesson, after lesson, okay? Don't worry. However, you need to solve more questions, okay? What we learned in this lesson, we factorized quadratic equation. First, we divided into two different types, okay? That one is first type, this one is second type. What is the differences between first type and second type? First type, coefficient of the x squared is 1. Second type, coefficient of the x squared different from 1, okay? What was the general idea for first one? We need to find two different numbers. Product has to give us c, sum b. Then we can factorize in this form. Got it? Here. And then that one is second time. We need to, three conditions we need to satisfy. We need to find two different terms. Product of those terms has to give us ax squared. Two numbers. Product of those two numbers has to give us c. Sum of the cross product has to give us middle term right here. However, we need to write in this form, I mean mx plus q, nx plus p. Got it? Okay, guys. Take care of yourself. See you next lesson.